Greetings, everybody. Dave DeWalt here, founder and CEO of NightDragon. Hey, it's a great honor here to talk about a really interesting problem and a really interesting solution as well. That solution being Blackbird.ai, a very interesting, young, innovative company. But first, the problem. I've had a lot of experience in the cybersecurity industry now, going on my third decade. Hate to age myself, but a little bit of that. And I've been a part of building some interesting companies, seen some interesting threats at my FireEye days, Mandiant days, McAfee days, etc. I serve on a couple large boards, work with the governments around the world. And one of the biggest problems we're seeing is this misinformation, disinformation kind of problem. You know, it comes in a lot of forms and varieties. But if you start to look at, what I call this perfect information problem storm, which is really an adjunct to the cyber problems that we're facing, you have all these confluences come together. First of all, you see the virality of information around the world today is measured in seconds and minutes when it comes to information, whether that information is true or that information is false or that information is computer generated. The virality and the speed of information is unbelievable. But what are the ramifications of that, right? This can really cause significant harm to brands. It can really create national security issues, create geopolitical tensions. And now you bring AI into this, we can generate content, we can create deepfakes, we can create content that is really not even human generated anymore, and we can do that at speed, and you start to have this big problem. Add to that again, you start to have scenarios where a lot of our trusted content sources, and I use that in quotes, have taken the guardrails off their trust and safety programs, allowing any type of content to be produced practically onto these platforms. And then you put the speed and the timing and the ability to generate it, and it's creating a perfect storm of a problem. And at the World Economic Forum, as some of you probably know, this was one of the top issues, if not the number one issue that the world's facing. So how do we start to think about solving that problem? And we got to start to think about this because the ramifications are huge to brands, to costs, to revenues, especially in this cancel woke kind of culture that we're living in. And the first solution we got to do is we got to start working as a team better, right? So chief security officers, chief information security officers together with their communications teams, their marketing teams, really have to start to come together. There's one thing to monitor your brand, and there's another thing when you have a serious threat to that brand. And that could be the brand of the company, or it could be an executive in the company as well. And you start to see that we need to marry together security, marketing, communications in a way that we really haven't done in the past, and we need to. And it all starts with visibility, and hence the solution area. I've been looking at companies a lot. I believe this company, Blackbird AI, is a really powerful company to help solve that. What do you need to understand? We first got to get visibility of the problem. And it starts with understanding sentiments, narratives that are happening around your brand, around your people, around your assets. And you got to detect it, just like everything else in security. Once you have visibility, you got to monitor it. And then you got to detect anomalies. Then you got to respond to those anomalies. So this life cycle of information, misinformation, and disinformation is incredibly important when it comes to solving a new problem, fast-growing problem that's happening in the world. So hope you all take a look at what that problem is, how you can partner with your organization around that, what kind of solutions you can provide to solve that type of problem. Because again, every time we've had an issue in security in the world, it starts with the lack of visibility. So as a professional, you got to get that visibility, and you got to get that mitigation, and you got to do it quick. Thanks for listening.